Hi, this is Tamika with Percy's Pumpkin Pie, and I'm here with another card making video for Card Frenzy Season 2. So, in this season of Card Frenzy, I am using items from my Advent box that I got over the Christmas break. So let me show you the 3 items I'm using in this video. I am using this die set, and it creates a turtle with a party hat and a balloon. So there's the pieces to that. And y'all know I love me a turtle. Turtles are the cutest, and I'm especially in love with sea turtles. So yeah, so that's one of the items I'm using, is that die set. Then there was this die set, and it has the sentiment that says "From me to you," and it has these shadow pieces for all of them. So from me to you, and then all the shadow pieces as well. So it gives you the background of those. So I'm using that set. And then there was a stamp set, and I'm using one of the stamps from that stamp set. And that stamp says happy birthday. Get all these pieces in here. So as you can see, there's a lot of die cutting involved, right? You saw all of the different pieces. So here's this stamp. I'll put that behind some colored paper so you could see it. But it's a happy birthday stamp. I don't know how well that's showing up for you there. All right, so that's what I'm using. To save time, because there's so many little pieces, I try not to do the die cutting on camera. Plus, my die cutting machine takes up like all of the frame. So the die cutting has been done already. I use the same little pill box that I used last week with my gnomes. So those gnome cards are still available. If you want to get some for graduation, there's still some available. So head over to the website, which is linked in the description, so that you can grab one of those cute cards to give to your graduate. All right, so I'm going to start with the sentiment first, because it is the most tedious one to put together. More tedious than it, well, I don't know about that. The turtle's a little tedious to put together as well. I like to use fine tip tweezers when I'm doing this. So I'm gonna start with this word, and then I just apply the glue on the back. Like I said, I like that this is needlepoint, because you can get a lot of precision with this. It is not a cheap glue. And then I have another, I actually had to buy this one. Again, I have another one, but for some reason, I just can't get it to work right now. I've tried everything imaginable, and it just will not work. And that's a bummer, because it's an expensive glue, and it's still fairly new, but I was having all kinds of problems with it, so I just purchased another one. All right, and I'm gonna use my stamp block just to kind of weight those things down. What's the next word here? But yeah, I've got to figure out how to get the other one working. I've used everything. I've cleaned out the tips with the little needle, little pin or whatever, and I don't know. It's the most frustrating thing, because I know that it's still a pretty full bottle of glue, and like I said, I know how expensive it is, but I had to suck it up and buy me another one. And again, I like using liquid adhesive because you can wiggle it around. So that's how everything looks with the shadow. Okay. That's the next word. And when you're die cutting words and sentiments, depending on the font and the thickness of the letters, it can be super fragile. So because this is a script font and it's pretty thin, you just got to be really careful with this. Really careful. And I try to pick up any excess glue. Okay. And then one more piece. So I like to start with, if I've got words like this, I like to, start with those first and get those done. Because those can take a minute. So as you can see, you've got to cut out the words and you've got to cut out the shadow. So there's a lot of die cutting, and that's 4 different words and 4 different shadows. So that's already 8 pieces that, you know, you're cutting out right there. All right, so while those pieces are sitting under there, I'm gonna start with my turtle. Now the turtle, it's a little tedious too, I'm not gonna lie. But we're gonna take out the pieces for the turtle. So there's 3 different shades of green here on the turtle, and that's just to give it some dimension. So I'm gonna start with this piece, and this piece sits down in here. It's kind of weird because it sits along the legs like that, and I think it needs to go up a little bit more. Yeah, so kind of like that. So that's how that would go. So let's get glue down there, and that is one reason I like to have the liquid adhesive, especially with these little bitty pieces like this. That is absolutely the best thing to do, because I get confused by this every time I try to do this. And then just wiggle it into place. I like to turn it around and see how it is. Okay. All right, I think that's good. I think I pushed that piece down a little too far. Okay, there we go. It's always good to look at the back of it. All right, and then we have the shell. And there are some cuts in there, so just want to be careful when you have cuts like that and you're using glue. And so then we put the shell on our turtle. And then again, you want to pick it up, do some wiggling. Okay. All right, there we go. And then for the eye, I'm gonna put some scrap paper back here. And the way I'm going to put that scrap paper down is I'm going to glue it, actually. I tried using double-sided tape before, and I don't like how that worked out. That became a little mess, actually. So I want to make sure that it's gonna cover. Yeah, I didn't cut that white enough, so let's try again. Okay. Okay, and then let's cut like that. I think that should do it. Let me try. Now I want to be careful. Let me explain to you why. Let me show you. So if you look closely, you could see there's that one little other slit where his smile goes, right? I don't want the white piece showing through there. Something on there. Glue. Let's get that glue off of there. Yeah, I don't want the white part showing through there. So that's why you just got to be a little bit careful of the width and everything. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue around the outside of that circle. Okay. Then I'm going to put that down, press and hold. Now there is some excess glue, and that's going to be okay. But as you can see, there's the white, and it doesn't come where the smile is, okay? And so then I have this little bitty piece here for the eyeball. This was actually cut out of white paper as well. And what I did was I just colored it with a black marker, because I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's attached to one of the dies, and so that other piece was it was white, so I just colored it black. All right, now we're going to take a little bit of glue here and attach just so there. And again, we want to press and hold. So I'm going to go ahead and put this under the block for now. All right. I'm going to take these scraps because I think I'm going to need those scraps for something else in a second. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to put the party hat together. So the way the party hat cuts, you get this piece, and then you get this piece that has the little pom-pom at the end. So they cut out together. So I had to cut them in the two different colors to get it the way I want. So I want the pom-pom to be in orange, and I want the hat to be in pink. So I had to cut it twice. Okay. So we're going to take the pink piece and add glue to it. And then we're just going to add it to the orange base. And you want to try to get it as precise as you can when you first put it down. Check the placement. Okay. And this is a delicate little piece here, so I want to just be careful with that. We'll put that down under there as well. And now we're going to work on the balloon. So for the balloon, you have the string and you have this balloon piece. So as you could see, there's the cutouts on there. And again, I'm going to put some white paper behind that. So I want that to, I want to make sure it covers everything there. Okay, and then I'm just going to put a little glue on this side of it and a little glue on that side, like that. And let me turn it like that, make it easier for me. We don't want it coming off the side either, which it is a little bit here, so okay. Whoops. So there's the balloon, and then we'll just need to put the string on the back. Now, something like this balloon string is a very, very delicate die cut piece. Okay, so just gonna put a bit of glue there. Okay, and we're gonna let that sit under the block. All right, so we have like all of our little pieces together there. What I'm gonna do is start working on my card base while all of those are sitting there. So here's the card base. This is going to be our background, just this regular orange piece. It's going to cover the whole card front. Okay, so let's add that. So we're going to put our adhesive on it. And I like to have full coverage with my adhesive. That's just me. I don't like ends and all that popping up. So I always want to check each side of my card. Sometimes, unfortunately, cardstock might have its own little blemishes that you can do nothing about. And so you can just use that side of the card. All right, so there's that. Then we have 2 pieces of pattern paper. And so we're going to put these 2 pieces down as such, okay? And I like to put them down first and just kind of eyeball where things need to go. And then we'll just add our adhesive to the back. have our other side, and you're just gonna butt it up next to this one. Okay, and just adhere that down. All right, then we have this piece, and that's gonna go about there. Okay, now it's going to come off right here, so I want to do like a strip of paper to level that out. That's why you always keep your scraps. So yeah, so that's just going to help level it out over here on the side. And then we'll just adhere that paper there. I could put foam dimension pieces here, but it's going to be too thick. And so then when you put it back down, you don't have that leaning piece there. All right. Yeah, I thought about the foam, but the foam piece is too thick. And so then that side would be more raised than the other side. And you just want to put that flush against the edge of our pattern paper. And this is where our sentiment is going to lie, right there. All right. So let's start with that. Okay. One of my pieces disappeared. Where did it go? While I'm waiting for it to resurface, let's go ahead and do our sentiment inside of the card. Y'all, where did my piece go? Like, nothing just walks away. That's crazy. But you know, this is the kind of stuff that always happens to me. It literally just grew legs and disappeared. And yeah, I don't know how that happened, but we'll find that in a second. So for now, I'm going to take my stamp block and this stamp, I notice it doesn't stick well to the block. I don't know why some stamps are like that, but some stamps are like that. Don't know. But we're going to go ahead and, no, I don't want that right there because I could see a disaster happening right there. We're going to go ahead and open this up and we're going to stamp, put the glue on there. I don't know what that is on there. It shouldn't be there. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and ink this up really, really good. And you got one shot at this because we're not using our stamping apparatus. So we've got one shot. We'll just apply a little pressure. And not bad. Not bad at all. All right. Not bad. All right. So I'm going to let that sit for a minute. I'm going to pause, find out how my piece just traveled away from me, and then we'll continue assembling everything. All right, so apparently things do get up and walk away because somehow it was on the floor. Maybe y'all saw when it happened. I didn't notice that it happened. I just think it's crazy. But anyways, so we're going to go ahead and put the sentiment on. I'm going to go ahead and put all the pieces down. That way I get an idea of how they need to be on there. And I think it's always best that you do this before you glue everything down. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to start with this one. I'm not going to put any foam or anything on the back of here. I didn't want this to be have too much dimension to it. Okay. So as you can see, there's a lot that goes into handcrafting cards, right? So that's what makes them so special, in my opinion. It's not just some computer generated something and some machines just cranking them out, and no, someone taking the time to beautify it by hand. And then once we get this on, we will deal with the turtle and the balloon. So that looks good. All right, so I didn't put my little hat on my turtle. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue at the bottom and adhere that to his head. I should have did that already so that could sit. All right. Now the turtle is going to, his little piece of his shell is going to fit in here, and he's going to sit off to the side here. He will be placed with some foam dimension. Let's go ahead and take this out. Now it's kind of tedious attaching the balloon to him. Not too much, but just a little. Okay, so here's the balloon, and you want it like this, right? That's how you want it. So I'm going to put glue at the foot of the turtle. I'm going to put glue around it there as well. Let me do that. Okay. And then what I tried to do before is put double-sided tape on the back to make sure that it was all, you know, good to go and adhered to it. But I didn't like the problem that I was having with that. So I'm not going to do that. So we're just going to put these foam pieces, and we're going to put them so that it adheres everything down together. So you notice how I put it on top of that white paper and the balloon piece there. I'm going to make sure that this piece goes on top of the balloon. Put another piece here on the shell. And it's really hard to get the little bitty pieces down. But I'm going to try to do that. All right. And let's go ahead and put this down. All right. There we go. So our turtle with his birthday hat and his birthday balloon is all adhered. And then the last thing to do is add some, okay, add some embellishments. Didn't mean to hit the camera, guys. So I have these embellishments from Pink and Maine. And so we're going to add a few of these. I'm going to take this big one. We're going to add it about here. Press and hold. We like to do a good press and hold. Take the smaller one and press it down. And then we'll take the medium size one and we'll put it over here. Okay. And there we have our card, our finished card. So let me zoom out so you can see. So again, we use 3 different items from that Advent box. We use the From Me to You die cut set. We use the turtle, the birthday turtle die cut set. You can always just use the turtle and not use the balloon and the hat, and it would just be a regular turtle for you. And then what else? We use the stamp. So we have the happy birthday on the inside, and then we added a few embellishments. So I like the pattern papers because they just scream fun and celebration, and I thought they were perfect for a birthday. This one with the streamers, and then to offset that with the stripe. The orange, I wanted to pick back up the orange that's on the outside, and I used that blue color since those are complementary colors. So that's why I use the blue as the shadow here, because it is a complement to orange on the color wheel. So I thought that that would work out really nicely. So there we have our turtle birthday card. Isn't he just adorable? So these cards will be added to the shop. So you can go online at www.pastriespumpsandpie.com and you will see a couple of these available on the website. These are cute to give to a little kid for a birthday, especially a kid that loves turtles. And I think they would just totally adore this card. So tell me what you think in the comments below. I think these 2 die sets are very versatile. Like I said, the turtle one, you can use it for any occasion. And then this From Me to You can be used for any occasion as well. And then you have the happy birthday inside, which is a nice general greeting to always have. For me, I have tons of happy birthday stamps and dies because you can never get enough of that when it comes to greeting cards. So I think they're very versatile, and you should have several birthday sentiments because you just never know. All right, but let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure you tune in next week when we work on another card using more items from my Advent box. All right, guys, you know what else to do. Be sure to slay, subscribe, like, and accept the alerts so you don't miss any videos. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.